I ask people who are really fit what they do for their workouts.
Blessings, blessings, my fellow brothers, my fellow sisters. I wanted to put out the full interview with Body by Mark because it's been a beautiful experience to see it go out on the internet. I have to admit, I've been laughing to myself because out of context, I definitely seem like a total fruitcake, like some of the comments have been saying. Which has been hilarious to see. I feel like it has attracted some of you guys to this channel and I'm super grateful for it, regardless of how ridiculous I seem. That being said, I wanted to give you guys the full interview so that you can really see the full conversation and really get a sense of what I was trying to say to Mark in that interview.
I ask people who are really fit what they do for their workouts for a series for TikTok. You're shredded. Do you mind if I ask you?
By all means, brother.
Okay, what do you do for your workouts other than play? What is that?
This is a Mayan flute from the Mayan culture, 2,000-year-old Mayan culture.
Wow. Okay, how did you get into that?
I was very, very lucky to film. I work in the film industry. I filmed a musician who was playing one of these flutes, and I came back to London. I did some magic mushrooms, and the mushrooms was like, you should play an instrument. And I don't know, but the flute just, something called me.
Right. And so what do you do to stay in shape?
I think diet is the most important thing. I feel like if you follow the slave masters' concepts of food and diet, you will be slave to their system.
Right.
So you have to recognize that all of this is an illusion, and we have to go back to our ancestors' ways of eating, which was basically a lot of animal like meat.
Right.
So you'd be like all organic because you'd never have any pesticides back in the day.
Right.
So you got to go all organic, pretty much like I'd say mostly carnivore, and cut out all sugar. So like you got to think about how like in the past when we would go into winter, we'd never have like any fruit.
Right.
Maybe you find some honey if you're lucky.
Yep.
But like this constant sugar insulin spike that we have every day, like I don't eat any sugar, brother. I don't have any sugar, no honey, no, like nothing sweet.
Nothing at all.
Nothing at all. Like maybe in 6 months' time when I believe it's like now summertime,
Right.
let's do it. Like let's have something. But like I think the body has to go through these fasting periods
Right.
of like, you know, wintertime, all meat, summertime, fruit, vegetables.
Okay, so that's what you do.
Yeah. Yeah.
So how much meat do you eat throughout the course of a day?
Well, at the moment, I'm drinking a lot of raw milk. I've cut out all. I'm just like trying to rebuild my gut at the moment. I'm trying to heal my gut because I feel like I don't know. I'm a celiac, so I'm allergic to gluten, and I'm like still trying to heal all of that autoimmune stuff, which I believe it's all trauma. Like it's all, like I say, this culture is designed to traumatize us to keep us more sick, so we are
addicted to the things that they can prescribe us.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And a lot of those autoimmune problems happen if you're a kid, if you have like very traumatic births, or your mother experienced trauma whilst she was growing you. Like there's a lot of, it sounds very woo-woo, but they're finding there is gene expression is literally linked to trauma. Mm-hmm. So like I went on a date with a girl in Copenhagen, and she was a gene biologist, and she told me that like you will have the genetic expression from your grandmother, because when your grandmother was like growing your mother in her womb, all of your mother's eggs are created in your grandmother. Right. So all of that stuff gets written onto you. So all of the gene expression is like it goes that far back. So this girl told that to me, this gene biologist, and she was saying that like they're finding that basically stressors is what creates like bacteria to create medicine. Like they can basically make medication from bacteria, like giving it the right stressor. Wow. So in the same way, if we have the right stressors, which the system is not giving us the right stressors, we need to go back more to our natural ways, then the body, I feel like it starts to sing more.
Right. And so obviously you don't take any pills or supplements.
I don't take any like I think you have to, like, I think that you should get sunlight on your skin. I think that we're like plants, right? You have to see yourself as a plant. If you're going to give this plant chemicals and not enough sunlight, the plant's not going to thrive.
Right.
But if you're getting enough sunlight, I don't wear any sun cream. I think that sun cream is an endocrine disrupting design to make us weaker hormonally. I believe that you should be getting a tan throughout the year. Like, I lived in London for a very long time,
Right.
and I was like, I'm half Spanish, half Australian. So like, I can get a tan well.
Right.
But if you're like constantly, I don't know, like being pale and then going to a sunny place and like burning your skin, you're gonna get problems with cancer and stuff like that.
Right.
But if you're, should we say, you have like a good, constant allowance of sun on your skin, like, I think we sing. I've seen a massive change myself since.
And how old are you?
I'm 32.
32. So you don't do any type of strength training, any type of pull-ups?
I do work out. I do work out.
So tell me about your workouts.
I mean, I'd say like the foundation of it is very like functional bodybuilding compound stuff.
Okay,
like,
so you hit weights.
Yeah, hit the
Okay.
weights. Pull-ups, I would do body weight stuff, but like I'm definitely not like a calisthenics or like one. To me, I like the foundation of bodybuilding. I feel like to be able to go to like a temple where you are just there to like commit to something, whatever it is, if it's like CrossFit or whatever. I just feel like to have something for you is super important, and for me, a gym is a great place to do that. But like also I've been to Muscle Beach here a couple of times, and that's super nice, and
It's pretty fun.
yeah, great community around here.
Yeah,
Super good.
it is. I've noticed that. I'm from Manhattan, but I've noticed that everyone here is, very tight-knit and very supportive of one another. Everyone's very friendly. Not saying that us people in Manhattan aren't friendly, but we're a little bit more brief.
I get it, brother. I'm an ex-Londoner, so like I know that
Yeah,
like briskness.
right. Can I hear a little bit of, what's this called again?
Yeah, this is a Mayan flute.
A Mayan flute. Okay, so you're an actor.
No, I'm not. I'm a cinematographer.
Cinematographer. Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay. Excellent. Yeah, I'd love to hear something.
yeah, brother.
That's unreal, man. That's unreal. Well, thank you for sharing
pleasure, my pleasure.
all that wisdom.
What's your name?
So my name is Mark.
Yeah.
The account name is Body by Mark.
Yep.
And I live in Manhattan. I'm a personal trainer.
Yes, sir.
I own a fitness company, but over the last 3 months, I've been talking to random strangers around the country.
Amazing.
And asking them what they do.
Amazing.
And, my opinion is there is no right or wrong. And I think we can learn something from every person that I speak with.
Amazing. I want to add one last thing, which I think
Yeah.
is like super crucial to at least like my regime, is that plant medicines or microdosing, I feel like have totally revolutionized my life. And I say that because in the same way that gene expression causes certain in the same way that trauma causes certain gene expressions, when we heal, I found like I started playing a flute a year and a half ago,
Right.
and I'd never played an instrument ever in my life.
Wow.
I'm not like, I'd never considered myself musical.
Right.
I don't have anybody like in my family that is like my parents like aren't musicians, but I feel like through healing trauma, and I've seen it in my body, it's like the body then can get more back to its like blueprint, back to its like pure expression,
Right.
in all of the ways, physically, but also like you can be more of a channel. You can like be more creative. You can feel comfortable and confident enough to like go and shoot videos or.
Right. Can you tell me a little bit more about your experience with microdosing? I've been hearing a lot about it. I've never done it, but can you tell me your experience or why you believe in it so much?
Well, I'd say like if you're going to microdose, I'd say you have to be very conscious of your intention. You have to recognize that your thoughts are super powerful.
Okay.
What you say, what you think, what you speak into the world is literally what's going to manifest. So in the same way that when you're going to heal yourself, you're going to like go on a journey to microdose, to shift whatever the traumas are that have caused you to be blocked, you have to do it with a very, very like deep intention, I would say. Because within you, like you have a creative, very powerful, like I would say that we're all creators. We're just the universe experiencing itself.
Right.
And we recognize that the power within us to create, when we recognize that power, like you can literally change your world. And I feel like microdosing just allows you to clear the trauma to be a clearer channel, so that then you can literally, like by playing this flute, by doing the microdosing, I feel like my career has just like popped off and I'm now living in LA.
Right.
Totally. And like to me, I just give thanks to God, because all I do is I recognize that this is all God experiencing itself.
Right.
And like my creation is a collaboration with a creator. It's with God.
Right.
In the same way that we are collaborating now. We are just the universe experiencing itself, brother.
Right.
We are God experiencing itself, collaborating together in this oneness.
Right.
So the more that we tap into that, I feel like you start to get less in that fear-based state. And then like everything, man, like physically, mentally, spiritually, like we all just start to be more like we're meant to be, like these higher density beings.
Yeah, I agree. You know, I myself was an introvert, and then I decided to start doing these interviews where it's very uncomfortable walking up to a stranger,
Totally.
especially with a camera,
Totally,
and
man.
asking them what they do. But
Totally.
you know, 98% of people want to talk to me, and 97% have more than enough knowledge, you know, that they want to share with me. So it's been a good experience. Obviously, you know, it's never going to be 100% of people.
But you're creating, and that's the amazing thing. You're literally now going to create like your own brand, your own thing, your own like, and
Right.
that's you doing that. That's you collaborating with the world,
Yeah.
with the universe.
And do you have social media that you want to share
Yeah.
for people to follow?
I run a YouTube channel called The Additum.
The Additum.
The Additum is a Greek word that derives from, it derives from a Greek word that means the most sacred part of the temple. And I believe that we all have an additum within us. So
Right.
my channel is like dedicated into you, helping you find and clear and like recognize how sacred we all have this additum within us.
Right. Can you spell that?
THE, the additum is ADYTUM
Okay. Awesome.
on YouTube.
Well, I'll look for you there.
Yeah.
I'm mainly on Instagram and TikTok. I just
Yep.
started YouTube about 3 months ago. Only have like 12,000 followers, but it's picking up a little bit.
That's a lot.
But that's awesome, man. I really appreciate you stopping. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Not at all, brother.
And we'll see you soon.
Have a lovely rest of the day.
Awesome. Thank
Peace.
you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
All right.
I asked people who are really fit what they do for their workouts. What is that?
This is a Mayan flute from the Mayan culture. I did some magic mushrooms, and the mushrooms was like, you should play an instrument. The flute just, something called me. I think diet is the most important thing, and we have to go back to our ancestors' ways of eating, which was basically a lot of animal like meat, and cut out all sugar. Wintertime, all meat. Summertime, fruit, vegetables. Well, at the moment, I'm drinking a lot of raw milk. This culture is designed to traumatize us, to keep us more sick. You have to see yourself as a plant. If you're going to give this plant chemicals and not enough sunlight,
Right.
the plant's not going to thrive. I don't wear any sun cream. I think that sun cream is an endocrine disrupting design to make us weaker hormonally.
And how old are you?
I'm 32. I like the foundation of bodybuilding. To be able to go to like a temple where you are just there to like commit. Microdosing, I feel like have totally revolutionized my life. You can be more of a channel. You can like be more creative. If you're going to microdose, I'd say you have to be very conscious of your intention. Thoughts are super powerful. What you speak into the world is literally what's going to manifest. By doing the microdosing, I feel like my career has just like popped off. And I run a YouTube channel called The Additum.
Well, thank you for sharing all that wisdom.
What's your name?
So my name is Mark. The account name is Body by Mark.